Hello everybody, this is Dr. Leon Rebelsky and we're continuing our journey through the very uneasy and unquiet waves of the cryptocurrency sea. I prepared a very interesting, from my point of view, material for you. Interesting and most importantly, very useful material for you today. Sorry, this is the wrong one. Hold on one second. One second. Okay, here we go. Okay, I prepared very useful material for you today. First of all, we'll talk about what's happening with the markets, update of, news from the front, from the battlefield. We'll talk about what is defining it, and today is going to be very important to talk about it, because things are happening that are very uneasy and very making the markets unstable, and we'll talk what is making it unstable. And probably the most important part of today's, most useful part of today's meeting is I'll tell you about how to use a TradingView platform. This is one of the best and very useful analytical and trading platforms. And I will remind you what I told you about this before, but I will remind you about it today. Again, I will tell you about the most useful, best day trading strategy for Bitcoin trading. Okay, so we will talk about, first of all, we'll talk about, as I say, markets, Bitcoin, Ether, Ripple, and Litecoin. Look at this. The slide, in my opinion, has ended. We are on the level of about 35, anywhere between 30 and 40, 36 or so $1,000. We have a level of the support level at around 34. I will explain this dip in a second, what it is. So basically you can see that even though the investors are worried, traders are happy, because you can keep trading very effectively. Ether is behaving in a similar way. Remember, it went down very significantly. It lost more than half of its value at some point, but again, it stabilized, and it's good to have a stable market no matter which level it is. No, it matters for an investor, it matters on which level it is, but not for a trader. For me, as a trader, to trade if Bitcoin around $10,000 or if Bitcoin is about $60,000, doesn't matter at all. We will see the strategy that I am offering for you today, and I really want you to use it. Because if you don't use it immediately on real money, use it on paper trading, like demo account. I will show you today how to get a demo account with the TradingView. Okay, perfect situation for a trader. I mean, I haven't seen better situation in many, I'm not going to say years, but in long time. Okay, Ethereum settled in a flat, absolutely flat corridor with going up and down, and these ups and downs are reflected and are seen ideally on the stochastic oscillator. Litecoin, basically the same as, I mean, I always say that, but what can I do? I mean, this is what it is. I mean, they all go, Bitcoin stands for 40% of the market. of the all crypto market. And of course, this is the most important and most valuable one, and everybody else is following it, even Ripple, which is going through very, very difficult situation with SEC. But intentionally, I took not a daily chart, but I took a 4-hour chart. And you can see basically they all behave in the same way. We talked about it. Most of this, most of the high volume, high market cap cryptocurrencies determined, the behavior is determined by technical analysis. But if something happens, technical analysis flies to, I don't know, to hell, to heaven, whatever it is, and the another kind of analysis comes in, fundamental analysis. And this is exactly what happened this week. This is a very, very interesting situation. Look, Bitcoin, as we talked, settled around what it was, about 36,000. It was moving up and down, not much, maybe $500, $1,000, enough for a trader. Then all of a sudden, boom, this is what happened. I'll tell you in a second what it was. This was the news that came from China and not so much from the US, but right now China and US are determining the temperature of the cryptocurrency market. We like it or not, but these two countries are the ruler, they're setting the rules. And the mood. The mood is most important part here. So something happened here. It dropped. I mean, people were in panic. Many people were in panic. It dropped almost to $30,000 from 36. But as you can see, it recovered. This is an hourly chart. Okay, it recovered. To remind you, if you are an investor or if you are a trader, it doesn't matter. No, if you're a trader, most likely you set stop losses. If you are an investor, you don't set stop losses, most likely, but you have to have enough money in your, if you're trading with leverage, you have to have enough money in your account to survive this. This was almost like 15% of the value of Bitcoin. So anyway, so what happened? We all consider Bitcoin as something that no one can trace. I don't personally care. I have nothing to hide. I'm sure most of you don't have anything to hide either. But some people do. And even if people don't have anything to hide, they like the idea that Bitcoin is something that you cannot break, you cannot hack. Turns out that there is a possibility, and we'll talk about it later, but these are not the problems of Bitcoin. These are the problems of people who are using it and some of the platforms that are used. Anyway, I'm sure you've heard about the situation with Dark Side hackers group, which actually hacked the key, the information of the one of the major suppliers of petroleum in the United States. And like they always do, they say, well, you pay us or we erase all your information. I mean, we all seen something like this. Even I saw it on my computer. So they demanded ransom. Ransom was paid in Bitcoin. It was not a huge ransom. It was only $5 million. The ransom was paid. And then what happened? All of a sudden, FBI and some other United States organizations managed to get some of that money back. On some account, it's 2.3 million out of 5. On some account, more. Doesn't matter. The point is that they were able to return some of the funds that were paid in Bitcoin. And that is usually, and that actually broke the mind of many, many people who are in the business. I mean, they said Bitcoin cannot be influenced by anyone. Yes, it's true. It cannot be influenced by anyone as long as you don't have the key. the private key. The public key everybody has, but as long as you don't have the private key. So Bitcoin, it turns out that the government somehow managed to get access to the private key, or private key is a password to the Bitcoin wallet. Well, as I said, we all seen something like, and as I said, it somehow undermined the belief that Bitcoin is something that no one can trace, or no one can hack, or no one can return. Turns out they can, but only if you don't follow the rules. This is just to mention, I mean, this is, I'm sure you've seen something like this before. People hack somebody's, not yours, hopefully not mine, accounts or computer for that matter, and demand ransom. Otherwise, they erase all the information or somehow make this information public, and which you care sometimes about, if it has to be very private. What is private key and what is a public key? Public key is something like your email address. Everybody knows it. But in order to get into your email, you need to have your password. So private key is like password. We've heard a lot about hacking somebody's mail's account or maybe something else, and that is when the passwords are like 8 digits or 10 digits or something like this. In the crypto world, the passwords are huge quantity. I think it's like 24 or more. I don't remember exactly, of different digits, both letters, signs, and numbers, and practically impossible to hack it. But there is one point here. It all depends on where you store your Bitcoin. Sometimes, and we talked about it, I just want to remind you, there is a notion like hot and cold wallet. Hot and cold wallet. What does it mean? Hot wallet is when you store your information, your Bitcoin, your whatever, on a computer or on any device which is connected to the internet, which can be accessed through the internet. Of course, it's totally hackable. I mean, it's vulnerable. Only if you have your assets on a on a what's called cold wallet, which is not connected to internet, then it cannot be hacked at all. And it's usually, it looks like a flash drive or something, USB flash drive, which you plug in your computer, and then you're able to use it. Or you can just write your password on a piece of paper. I mean, because you use it only once and it's not such a incredibly long one, you use it on a piece of paper, but don't lose it. Because I'm sure you've heard a story about a guy who went, not in a, literally, he got mad, he became mad, he became like ill, because he lost, he forgot the password from his Bitcoin account with $200 million or something at that moment. So hot and cold wallets is something that is, you have to consider where to keep your assets. Another thing here is also very, very important. Let's say you have your Bitcoin on an exchange. Doesn't matter which exchange, Binance, CoinDesk, Coinbase, I'm sorry, it doesn't matter, Kraken, doesn't matter at all. What is important, if you have it on your exchange, you don't have your Bitcoin, you don't have your Ether, you don't have your whatever, Dogecoin, because it's on the exchange role, it's on the exchange. Basically, they sort of give you on your account is what's called IOU. your asset. And of course, exchanges are a lot more vulnerable for breaking in. And I told you also already that there was not a case in the history of major crypto assets like Bitcoin, Ether, or something like this that they were hacked. You cannot hack Bitcoin, but you can hack the storage where it is. So be careful with that. And as I said, these guys from the dark side, actually it was a company, dark side, who hacked the Colonial Pipeline account. I'm not going to say they're not smart. I'm sure they're smart. And because they've done a lot of things before. But this time they made a mistake. I mean, how does it usually happen? It usually, the Bitcoin goes to a certain wallet, then it's going around the globe several times from one wallet to another, and then in smaller pieces. And then it all accumulates in one wallet somewhere. And it turns out that FBI does not share their secrets, of course, but this is a common knowledge, more or less. What happened is that the wallet that they accumulated most of the loot that they got from the Colonial Pipeline was a hot wallet, turned out to be a hot wallet. And this is how FBI managed. So FBI sort of hacked the hackers. Well, like the idea, like the sound of it. But nevertheless, the lesson that we take out of this for ourselves is very simple. You have to be very, very careful how to store your asset. I mean, I know it does not relate directly to trading. We will talk about trading in a few minutes. But this is very, very important, and actually it explains why the price of Bitcoin and actually other went down as it did, like I showed you before, like here. It went down, then it recovered. So basically, not too many people care about the privacy of their wallets. So be careful. Use cold wallet if you need the long storage. For trading, you can't use the cold wallet. You'll have to be on the exchange. Keep your password very, very secure. Now, this was a very, very hard. May was very hard month for cryptocurrency, for Bitcoin and others. On Monday, there happened something else. In China, there is it added to the situation with Colonial, with the hackers. There was news from China that the Chinese government started blocking and prohibiting the tweets. There is a Chinese platform called Weibo. It's similar to Twitter. It's all in Chinese language. It's I think it's about 12 or 13 years. It's a it's the most powerful social network tool, social marketing tool in China, just like Twitter in the Western world. So Chinese started blocking cryptocurrency, crypto tweets from people of leadership, which are called KOL. Well, like Elon Musk, for example, or other people who, whenever Elon Musk want to rule and change the situation with Bitcoin or anything else, he makes a tweet, and other people as well. So basically, excuse me. So anyway, they started blocking it. Professor from NYU with a Chinese name, Winston Ma, he suggested that they just don't want anyone like Elon Musk to be ruling and influencing the market. That's the reason why they started from Chinese kind of Twitter, and well, actually explains it. And but even that is a surface-like situation, but at the same time, Chinese government is going through the crackdown and starting to do putting up some criminal charges against people who are using Bitcoin and other crypto, not in the way the Chinese government wants it. Well, in a way, this is something that understandable. It's like in the US. But on the other side, everybody agrees that this is not the concern for people, is not the main one here. The main is that existing crypto assets are real competitors for the digital yuan. Digital yuan is something that is moving very, very fast. Hong Kong already started second phase of trials with exchange of money with mainland. So this is really going fast. So basically all these things that Chinese government does with Bitcoin and other crypto is a part of competitive work. We will talk about it in a second. I will remind you, I should have put this slide here, but I put it later. About what Donald Trump says about Bitcoin. And this also goes very, very in line with the fight of Chinese government against existing crypto in order to make digital yuan very, very useful and very, very profitable. Now, there are two countries, I already mentioned this, that are most essential in the way of influencing the Bitcoin. And mostly it reflects not on the real value, because real value is something different. I mean, we know the real value of Cardano, of Ether, through NFT and through DeFi. It's hard to define the real value of Bitcoin. What is it? Bitcoin is like gold in a sense. It's a store of value. People store their values in Bitcoin. Like gold, I mean, except for jewelry, nothing can be done with it. Bitcoin probably very, very similar to that. So what do these governments do? They influence the minds of people who are in business. They influence the minds of people who are not on the top of storage, top of investing in Bitcoin. These people don't care about what China or US or anybody else say. But people like you and me, who have, I don't know, 1, 2, 5, 10 Bitcoins, 100 Bitcoins even, are influenced by the mood is influenced by behavior of countries like China and the US. So US are planning, they're still planning, they're planning for a long time now, they introduce the new laws to regulate Bitcoin. In this particular case, they're going to fight against this, what we just talked about, or the ransoms that hackers demand from the companies they attack. This rule will reduce the anonymity. And the anonymity, as we all know, is a keyword in the crypto world. So the number of transactions will go down, and of course, it will affect the price. The new US Treasury Chief, Janet Yellen, is definitely not a fan of Bitcoin. She said it many times. She explains it in a very, very simple way. In her opinion, cryptocurrency mainly used for illegal activities. I totally disagree. I mean, who am I to disagree with Janet Yellen, of course? But in my view, it's a total nonsense. It's very, very difficult to trace large volume in fiat money transfers. But it's so easy from any point in the world. it's so easy to see where did this particular Bitcoin go and where did this particular Ether go. And we just saw with the situation with Colonial Pipeline. So why they are on this crusade against Bitcoin? And this is why. I think so. There was another statement by no one else but Donald Trump, who called Bitcoin a scam, who called it a fraud. And then he explained why. Exactly the same reason, exactly the same situation as with digital yuan. He said that Bitcoin is the cryptocurrency that competes with US dollar, which in his opinion should become the currency of the world. Exactly the same situation with yuan, except that with China, except that in China it's fight against digital yuan. In the US, it's fight against real dollar. So what actually said the Trump statement actually could be. You can see it in both as positive and negative, or rather negative and positive. Negative because somebody like Trump calls it fraud. I mean, people listen. Positive because he is really not scared. He understands the potential of Bitcoin and realizes that it could be really the competitor of the US dollar in the international trade. I said this once, twice, I don't know how many times I said this. US government considers not only, it approaches many different government agencies to use to use Bitcoin as, to regulate the Bitcoin. There are several agencies, and these agencies act sort of independently from each other. For example, FDIC, it's Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation in the US. What it does, it insures the accounts of all the bank, all the people who have their accounts in the bank. Their funds are insured by the government, by this company FDIC, up to, I think, the last time I remember it was $100,000, maybe something changed in that regard. But OCC, I don't remember what it is, but it doesn't matter. So all these agencies are trying to come up with a regulation. Why they don't do it yet, I don't know. It's been already half a year since Biden been a president. Actually, in very, very soon it's going to be half a year, 6 months since he took the oath. Probably it's not so easy. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But why is United States and China are so important? China, I will remind you, is the main hub for cryptocurrency mining. Whatever they do in China reflects everywhere in the world because of the, I don't know what the percentage of new tokens that come out of China that come onto the market, which percentage comes out of China. But I can tell you one thing, that this is a very, very high percentage. US is important because of a different situation. You probably remember the rise of the Bitcoin price at the end of the last year and in the beginning of this year. There is a study that shows that a huge percentage of stimulus money, I'll just remind you, is the money that United States government distributed among their citizens in order to help them with bad situation with COVID, with the disease. So a huge percentage of it was invested in Bitcoin. United States leads the crypto world in terms of how many people trade crypto. As a matter of fact, I don't know how old this study is. It's not yesterday, I think it's about some time ago. But United States accounts for as many crypto traders as the next 5 countries after United States combined. So it's obvious that anything that happens in the United States is going to affect the whole world of crypto. We'll trade from wherever we are and watch United States government for what they are doing and hope that they're not going to affect our situation. But as I said already, we're traders. We are not so much, I'm not an investor. We're traders, and that is why I don't really care about the absolute number of the absolute value, and you shouldn't either if you're a trader. All we care about is the relative change in price and how well we can prognose it. Okay, I got this information just maybe half an hour before we met. Iran wants a crypto regulation also, not only United States, all countries want to do this. And, oh yeah, this is an interesting thing. Tim Wu is a Bitcoin millionaire. Well, so what? I mean, there are so many Bitcoin millionaires. Why do we talk about him? Because Tim Wu is a special assistant for technology and competition policy to the president of the United States, what we just talked about. And this is, of course, very, very important. So this guy who holds anywhere between like 1 and 5 million, I don't know exactly the number, in Bitcoin and other crypto, advises to Biden on the technology policy. I don't think he will advise badly, so we'll wait. He is actually a lawyer. He is a professor from, I think, Columbia. I met him when I was in New York, and he's actually a very, very dedicated guy and a very, very clever guy. And remember, we talked about Miami. Miami mayor wants to make it the hub for Bitcoin, for crypto, and he says, buy the dip. I will tell you about this situation next time, because we don't have much time. And El Salvador is the first country in the world who is going to have cryptocurrency as a means of payment, real means of payment. That is because of the very sad state of economy in El Salvador. It's because of the situation that not too many people have access to real banking. So this is what El Salvador is, the first country in the world. It's not the most important country in the world, but it's the first one. Okay, now let's talk about what's really important for your trading. Trading View Guide. I will skip this preliminary information because what is TradingView, how it does. TradingView is a platform which is good for both experienced traders and traders who just started. It provides all kind of necessary information for making the proper decision in which direction to move, which asset to buy, which asset to sell, which strategy to choose. This is how the main page of TradingView looks like. I'm not going to tell you how to log in, how to register. I mean, I think you're way too smart. You'd be able to do it yourself. I mean, you just choose register and log in, follow the rules, and you are on the main page. On the main page, you have several choices. That is before the most important one. The ideas, there are authors, it's like Medium where people share their views of the market, they share their approach to the market, which is very, very important. You no need to go through this right now in details. I will try to arrange one full meeting, one full lesson, if you will, devoted to TradingView. But right now, this is like very, very quick explanation on how to, what it is. Anyway, so you have the authors and ideas that people share with you. There are different markets, crypto, stocks, indices, futures, bonds, and on each one of them, then it differs goes into different parts, and lots of very, very useful information. Screener is use of somebody else's strategies that are based either on oscillators, on trend analysis, and so on. And of course, the chart. The chart is the most needed and most useful and most demanded part of the, in my view, of trader's view. Actually, TraderView collaborates with many exchanges and with many companies, with many brokerage. And this, for example, is the view of TradingView that came from, this is how it looks on Binance, the exchange that we talked a lot about. Anyway, if you look at the chart, and you will see that there are several toolbars. Toolbar 1, which is this is toolbar 1. It contains all different drawing tools, all the tools that you need if you want to draw something in the on the chart or change something. These are the tools. We will talk about them. I will show you in more details. Toolbar number 2. You choose different kinds of candlesticks. Because this is very, very important for analysis. Whether it's Heikin-Ashi candlesticks, Japanese candlesticks, tick, and so on. You can search for different strategies here, and you can apply the indicators here, which is probably the most important part. Now, toolbar 3 is the list of partners. This is the one. I will show it in more details in a second. The partners that you can on accounts, on platforms, in which companies, let's say you have an account with one of the companies, with Binance, for example. You can go from here to Binance and use this chart in order to analyze the changes in the crypto market and apply it to your account in Binance. And toolbar 4, mainly like different social events, important, but probably not as important as the previous ones. Now, remember, on the chart area, don't worry to do something wrong. I mean, don't worry to press a wrong button. I mean, with Control Z, you can always erase everything that you just did. So if you have no idea what you just changed, what you just did, don't worry, you can instantly undo it. I mean, I took it as a separate slide because it's very important. Sometimes people are afraid to do something in the market because they are well, on the charts rather. Okay, now let's go in more details. As I said, this is the main chart area, number 3 here. Number 4 are the different assets that you can trade, that you can analyze. Okay, here is it. It's in more details. By the way, you will be. I took this, made this slide just yesterday, and while I was doing, I didn't notice this is not an advertisement for Rwanda. That's one of the forex brokerage. I mean, but it comes up all the time on the screen. So this is the main. This is how the main chart looks like. This is, remember, the toolbar number 1. You can choose one of the most useful ones is the setup for a long position and a short position. You know, when you open a trade on a regular platform, you need to do it. You need to set the level. Let's say a long trade, you need to set the take profit. You need to set stop loss. It takes time. It takes your time, and time is money, as we know. Here, using this long and short position we can actually use set up the range from the very beginning. So when we click on long position, it's already set up with the position itself and with the stop loss and take profit. Okay, these are all different blown ups of what we can do on the toolbar. Remember this toolbar on the left. If you click on cross, you can do crosses, dots, arrows, erasers on the chart. This is an important one, trend line, because on this picture, let's say we want to do a trend, we draw a line here or a line here, and these are the tools for using this. There are different ones. You can do a horizontal, vertical, cross, and so on and so on. There are different kinds. Pitchfork, very, very important, instrument, a very important tool, because again, as we see, sometimes it goes not directly in a trend line, but it goes, you need to know the boundaries in which the market moves. And this is where the pitchfork comes handy. And as I said, this is just the preliminary. TradingView is a really complicated platform. It will not, it's not enough to do it for 15 minutes, not enough 15 minutes to explain how it works, but nevertheless, it does, it makes the first acquaintance useful, and we will do it, we'll devote the full meeting, not next time, but maybe one after next time, to explaining how the TradingView works. Now, the long position and short position I explained already. And the watch list, remember on the left, right here, no, it's not, right here, the watch list of the assets that you want to follow. It could be Forex, could be crypto, could be, right now it's crypto, Bitcoin, it could be metals or whatever. And you can actually choose which one you want to do. If you you can choose right here. If you add symbol, you can enlarge the list of assets that you are using. Now, okay, this panel. If you click, there are different things that you can use here. If you click on trading panel, no, okay. This is, now I remember why I made this slide. So you can use it for crypto if you do it for BTC, for example, or you can choose Forex. If you choose Forex, you can choose out of any pairs that is being traded on. And this is, for example, Euro USD, and this is BTC USD. Now, the panel on the bottom, if you click on trading panel, you will see the choice of the companies that that work together, that collaborate with TradingView. The different Forex company, different crypto companies. For example, the one that I use a lot, Wanda, and of course Binance. They are all in here, so you choose the one, the symbol, the icon for the company you're trading with, and you'll be able to trade directly from the TradingView. But my suggestion is, if you're not an experienced trader yet, do it on paper trading first. This is like a demo account, and you need to do this absolutely before you start trading with real money. Or another possibility, you trade with little real money, but with very, very small trading size. Quick things to remember. Messed up, don't worry. Want everything gone from your chart? Well, these are very simple things. Easily zoom in and out, save your chart layout, make sure to star your favorite tools, Log scale, this is very important because there are different kinds of scales for the charts, and so on. And one of the important ones, you can use alerts. So let's say you can have the TradingView platform, you can make it to tell you when certain level of the market is reached. Okay, trading robots, I don't have time to remind you. You remember what it is. Now I want to go quickly through the platform, not the platform, through the strategy that I'm using. Right now it's very, very important because of the way the market is moving and because of the way you can actually make money in this market. This is not TradingView. I'm an old-fashioned guy. I'm using MT4 and MT5. This is a view from MT4, MetaTrader 4. It's a very, very similar tool to TradingView, but it's a lot older than TradingView. And actually, you can use any one that you like. And maybe next time I will tell you more how to use this one as well. So I use, now this is for somebody who already knows a little bit about trading. I use time frame of 4 hour and daily. I use stochastic oscillator, Heikin-Ashi candles, Bollinger Band, and I said take profit. And I don't use, when I do Forex, I don't use a stop loss. With crypto, I do use a stop loss. Okay. Now it goes very, very simple. This is a daily chart of Bitcoin USD. And this is stochastic oscillator here. And you can see that when the value of the stochastic oscillator is below 20, it's very possible that, probable that it will go, that the market is going to increase in value. And the opposite, if it's above 80, most likely the value of the asset that you're analyzing is going to decrease. So what do I do? I wait until the stochastic crosses up. For example, if I want to go long, I wait until it crosses this line on the way up. That should coincide with a change in color of Heikin-Ashi. And if it happens so, I open the long trade. In exactly the same way, let me see, for example, here, I wait for oscillator to go down, color changes to red, I open a short trade. If I do it, it could be done on a daily time frame. It could be done on an hourly, 4-hour time frame. It doesn't really matter. Of course, it works best on the levels of more or less flat levels. That's why I said that right now, what is happening right now with Bitcoin and Ethereum is a perfect time for trading on 4-hour chart. This strategy works for not only for crypto, it works for Forex as well. This is, for example, chart for Euro USD. You see exactly the same thing. These changes, it signals for the market. This is a signal to go down, to go for a short trade. Here, well, it's not very pronounced, but still, this is something that worked. I mean, for example, here there was about 100 pips that we were able to take, and it works the same way on 4-hour chart. Believe me, this is in my personal opinion, this is the best strategy for day trading. It made me a lot of money, and I hope it will make a lot of money for you too. Now, two quick things before we finish. Generation Z, I don't know whether you know this term or not. These are the generation of zero, the people who were born in, well, at the end of last century, in the beginning of this century. They all more likely to invest in crypto than in any other cryptocurrencies. And they do regular cryptocurrencies and meme investments. It goes like this: the most preferable crypto, meme, currencies, and digital collectibles. They do this a lot, and they are actually very, very active in it. And this is a spoiler for the next meeting. The idea is very simple. Cryptocurrencies make our world a better place. There is no doubt about it. And why it is so, this is a list of things that they do for our world. We'll talk about it in great details next time. In the meantime, oh yeah, this is it. I made this slide like 15 minutes before we met. A new company with 160 billion asset management firm with 160 billion US assets just entered the market. I mean, these are the people who don't care that much about what China or the US government do in order to define the policy. They are going to define the policy themselves. And that makes me very, very comfortable with the notion that Bitcoin is not dead yet. Well, I never thought that it was dead, actually. But this actually makes me more certain that Bitcoin is not dead yet. Thank you very much to these media resources. I'll see you next week. Dr. Leon Rebelsky, and I wish you very, very happy trading. Try this TradingView paper trading with my strategy, and write in the chat how it happened. See you next week. Bye.